OpenAI just dropped something big. And you know what? It's not another more powerful AI model. Nope. This time, they're changing who gets to build with AI. It's like they're handing over the keys to the kingdom, letting us create our own custom AI assistants. This could change everything. Let's break it down.
Just think about that for a second. What if building a complex AI agent, one that can handle a bunch of tasks all on its own, was as simple as dragging and dropping boxes on a screen? No crazy coding, just a visual map. Well, that's the big promise behind this new tool from OpenAI. And look, this isn't just some marketing hype. People who've actually gotten to play with it are already buzzing. This quote from an early tester says it all, right? It sounds like this thing is incredibly well made, even right out of the gate.
All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. This isn't just some minor update. It feels like a huge strategic play, and they previewed it right before their big Dev Day event. And here it is, folks, the OpenAI Agent Builder. This is the tool we're talking about, the one that's designed to let pretty much anyone, from seasoned developers to regular business teams, build their own AI agents from the ground up.
Okay, before we go any deeper, we've got to get on the same page with this term agentic workflow. It sounds a little technical, but the idea is simple. We're not talking about a simple one-and-done task. We're talking about an AI that can handle a whole sequence of steps all by itself to get to a pretty complex goal, all without you needing to hold its hand the entire way.
So what can you actually make with this? Well, they give you templates to get started. You could build a really smart customer service bot that handles tricky questions, or an agent that automatically digs through data for you. Or how about a tool that compares two massive documents in like seconds? And seriously, that's just scratching the surface.
So how does it all work? Let's pop the hood and take a look inside the agent builder to see what creating one of these agents actually looks like. The heart and soul of this thing is a clean visual canvas. Seriously, forget about writing lines and lines of code. This is way more like building with Legos or, like we said, just drawing a flowchart. You visually map out every step you want your AI agent to take. It's all about being intuitive.
And building an agent is basically a four-step dance. First, you pick a template so you're not staring at a blank screen. Then, the fun part, you drag and drop all the functional blocks you need onto the canvas. After that, you connect it to any other tools or data you're using. And finally, you give it a test run in a preview mode before you unleash it on the world. Simple, right? Now, here's where the real power comes in, the building blocks themselves. You're not just linking simple things. You can build in complex logic, like if this, then that. You can transform data as it flows through. And this is huge. You can add in safety guardrails and even points where a human has to give the thumbs up to continue. This gives you an amazing amount of flexibility and control. So the big question is, who is this actually for? Is it a tool just for hardcore developers, or is OpenAI aiming for a much wider audience here? The answer, it's pretty much for both. For the tech experts, it's a super fast, visual way to build things instead of coding by hand. But the real game changer here is for the business users. All of a sudden, the person who actually has the idea for an AI tool doesn't need to be a coding wizard to build a prototype. This thing bridges the massive gap between the idea and the actual execution. Now, let's be really clear about something. This release did not happen in a vacuum. OpenAI is making a very deliberate, very aggressive move into an already crowded and competitive market. With the Agent Builder, OpenAI is essentially throwing down the gauntlet. They're directly challenging the established kings of workflow automation, platforms like Zapier and N8 that millions of businesses already use every single day. This table here breaks down the key differences perfectly. Just look at the primary function. The established tools are fantastic for connecting apps in a straight line, but OpenAI is built from the ground up to orchestrate complex, intelligent AI agents, and that points right to their biggest advantage, that deep native integration with their own powerhouse models. So here's the bet OpenAI is making. They believe their secret weapon, their killer feature, is that deep integration with their own AI. They're betting that if they wrap that incredible power in an easy-to-use visual tool, they can stop being just an API company. They want to become the entire ecosystem where the next generation of AI apps are born. And all of this leaves us with one last really fascinating question to chew on. When the power to create these sophisticated AI agents becomes this easy to get to, this visual, who's going to build the next truly game-changing application? It might not be some giant tech corporation.
it could actually be you.